Hey guys, my name's Higinio. This is Higinio Talks. Today I wanted to talk about friendship, part two actually. I went back and reviewed my old one. It's always good to review it. You may want to see what I talked about. It's always about so much more than what I start off with, but just so I can kind of build on that. And so some of the things I talked about were how we need to be open-minded to develop friendships, have a wider amount of pretty much. I think what friendships are, right, is they're a way for us to we're in this physical world, and friendships are a way for us to secure ourselves physical validation, similar to when buying a big truck or buying a big house. And so they're a good way to do it. It's also the universe communicating with us, because the universe will communicate with us through people as well as through the environment, such as animals, things going around you, systems, the radio. And so friendships are also going to be, we're going to go a little bit more in depth, talk about we are kind of interact with other people or energy on this spectrum of love, and on the end is one love. It's kind of what I was referring to in my talk about love, and the movie Her. In the movie Her, the operating system disintegrates into everything. I'm sorry, I'm mixing two movies up. The movie Her. We're going to talk about that other movie actually as well. It's also by Scarlett Johansson, or with her. But the movie Her. She actually she learns to love. She loves by the concept of love. The operating system does that. She falls in love with everyone, with like 3,000. Well, she's talking to 3,800 people, and she's in love with like 832 of them. And so this reflects the capacity for a human being to love, but you have to be in a non-physical form to be able to do that. So we are grounded in a physical form, and so we have to love not one love. Well, one love is exactly what Her demonstrates, and it's what the world wants, and it's how we should act. It's as saints and love everyone equal. But you do choose that life. You almost the only reason it's people like saints and monks, and it's a specific, very disciplined lifestyle, and you have ambitions that are beyond this earth, and so that's maybe the only reason. Everyone else is kind of aware that we're very grounded, and so you have to find a way to mediate, and you can't necessarily. It becomes somewhat impractical to do one love. So it is good in theory, but in practice. You have to kind of love on the spectrum. So it's zero love or one love, which is full unconditional love for every single person, because you're not really thinking about who you're loving. You're thinking about the love you're giving, and that's what one love is. But because we're grounded, as illustrated by Her, in order to do that, you may have to not be a physical form. She's an operating system. She can literally communicate and show intimate with people, with thousands of people at the same time. And so, because it does take time and dedication and focus, and you can't do that with that many people, because we are physical forms. And so, because we are grounded, this all ties in together. So what we end up having to do is defining how that love is. So we give it to someone specifically. We have to make sure that we are aware of where it's going, and then everyone else is kind of like friends, and that's where I wanted to put friends in here. It's on the spectrum where one end is no love, and the other end is one love for everything, the way that Her illustrates intensely. And we need to find friends, and our friends, we kind of put them right in the middle. So we can't give them all one love, and we can't give them no love. But it's also but it has to be congruent, meaning that it's all communication based. Everyone kind of knows what's going on, and because at the same time, the reason it has to be congruent is because we can't deprive them of reality. If we are having friendships, if we have a friendship where someone thinks we're one way and we're not, then or we're lying to them or anything like that, we are depriving them of their reality, and they're not going to be able to grow, because what they're building their foundation on is going to remember, truth will always come out, and so eventually their whatever they've built will fall, because the foundation will break. So deep reasons as to why it's important to have good friendships, but also how to be responsible and live right. We that's where friendships fall, somewhere in the middle, and it's a good way of pretty much the universe communicating with us, and us kind of sharing life. So the whole point of us being here is just to be vibrant energies. I think that we're pushing. We have a life force and a death force. We're pushing towards the return to some kind of like absence of physical form, and so that's kind of where what we're doing. So it's all about knowing what we do to survive, and then doing things to do above that to thrive. So I wanted to talk a little bit more in depth about that with the friendship. Aside from that, it just well, I'm going to leave it at that for now. This is Friendships Part 2, and this is Higinio Talks, and it's been great talking to you guys, and we'll catch up again soon.